So welcome to Discovering Sri Aurobindo. I'm Rade, and I'm joined here by Dr. Vladimir Yatsenko, our moderator for today, and H.P. Rama, who is founder, president, and chancellor of Auro University. Before we open the session, let us come together in just a few moments of collective concentration, please. So welcome again to today's Discovering Sri Aurobindo. And as a prelude to Sri Aurobindo's 150th birth anniversary on August 15th, 2022, Auro University and Sri Aurobindo Integral Life Center in Surat, India, and here in Fountain Inn, South Carolina, are hosting a series of seminars called Discovering Sri Aurobindo. And it's through these series that we hope to come closer to Sri Aurobindo's vast heritage and to understand his depth of contribution to the future development of humanity in all fields of knowledge, which would include social sciences, philosophy, culture, poetry, music, and more. So many of you may be familiar with the Collected Poems edition, which contains over 200 poems by Sri Aurobindo, and it illustrates his many-sided poetic achievements spanning 7 decades. As noted in this collection, Sri Aurobindo's innate capacity for poetic inspiration was heightened by his practice of yoga, resulting in a new kind of poetry that revealed and expressed the truth and beauty of the higher realms of consciousness. So today we are featuring In Search of Musical and Artistic Expression for Sri Aurobindo's Poetry. And we are so very, very honored to have with us Shakti and her amazing group who will apply their musical artistry to the poems of Sri Aurobindo. The program today is going to be very rich and full, so without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to our moderator, Dr. Vladimir Yatsenko, to formally open the session. Vladimir?
Thank you, Radhe. Let me briefly introduce Shakti Balu, who is a musician, songwriter, piano teacher, vocal coach, choir conductor. She graduated from musical school Fortepiano and college in Ukraine. For the last 2 decades, she has been teaching piano classes to children and adults in Auroville. She is also a singer, a stage performer in classical, jazz, pop music. She conducted a number of concerts in Auroville and India. She is one of the founders of IV Sisters, Auroville Sisters, a folk and pop music band, regularly giving concerts for the last 2 decades. She was one of the facilitators who developed and conducted the program in the Science of Living at Auro University, Surat, in 2017 and 18. In Udavi School, also Auroville, she worked as a choir coach, teaching children to sing together, organized and conducted summer programs, introducing children to music, melody, rhythm, improvisation. She worked in a project of healing sound with Aurelian's Forum, giving classes on healing harmonies. Besides this, she is a poetess and the artist. Several dozens of oil paintings and aquarels are exhibited in public places in Auroville and all over the world in private collections. We are honored to have with us the whole group of musicians, artists from Auroville who are working on this project, Harmonies Inspired by Sri Aurobindo's Poems. Anushka Ganput, Giotti Care, Varun Rao, Chloe Tadiotto, Antoine Colombani, who combine and apply their artistry to the poems of Sri Aurobindo. Welcome Shakti, Anushka, Chloe, Giotti, Antoine, and Varun. I would request Shakti to address the audience and to tell us about your project, Harmonies Inspired by Sri Aurobindo. And what does it mean to you? Please, Shakti. You have to unmute yourself, Shakti. I can't unmute you. You will have to click on it. Yes, you're done.
We will begin with good morning, America, good evening, India, and good day, all the world. I'm Shakti Balu, and I send you heartful greetings and love and peace to everybody. We will begin with a singing, and it is Sri Aurobindo's poem, which calls "Silence is all, say the sages." We will do a cappella now for the moment.
You can click on the sound. Yes, thank you.
Silence is all, say the sages. Silence watches the war of the ages. In the book of silence, the cosmic scribe has written his cosmic pages. Silence is all, say the sages. What then of the word, O speaker? What then of the talk, O thinker? Thought is the wine of the soul, and the word is the beaker. Life is a
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, Sri Aurobindo, for giving us the possibility to. Thank you.
Yes, that was beautiful, and we can hear the poetry is matching so beautifully with music, and it comes together. It's really very impressive. It would be nice if you could say a few words about your project, about the inspiration you got to put Sri Aurobindo's poetry on music, and maybe if few of you could also speak few words about the project and what it means for you. Please, Shakti.
Sure. Thank you, Vladimir, and thank you, everybody. You know, whenever I'm singing Sri Aurobindo's poem or I'm just reading or reciting, my breath is going away because it's so fulfilling, it's so filling the space within me that I'm so full of gratitude that I am able to do it, and I'm giving a chance as a work to be so close and to carry the word of him. And well, I'm so uplifted, so I need a few moments to breathe to come back to myself. Yeah, I'm very grateful also to my beautiful people who join me in this project, and they are such a people of light and people who would like to grow and progress and do the work with music and art. So I'm very grateful to them. I would like to say, of course, a few words how I came to this point, then to write music for Sri Aurobindo's poetry, which is really daring from my side. And well, long ago, maybe a couple of years ago, maybe 8 years ago, I was studying in Sakar, Sri Aurobindo Center for Advanced Research with Anand Reddy. And it was really a big step for me because I didn't have enough English to reach Sri Aurobindo. And I approach people and I say, where could I study and all? And Vladimir said, yeah, Anand Reddy opened the center, join and you can read the text books of Sri Aurobindo. So I said, yes, sure. And I won't because I need structure and so on and so forth. When I enter into this center, I understood that I need to pull my English to be able to reach Sri Aurobindo. But I would say, and I would be truly honest, then those days were the most beautiful in my life because I was with the word of Sri Aurobindo every day. I had his book in front of me and his word was coming down and it was penetrating my heart and created the space there. It created the room of very special frequencies, very special vibrations, which I was uplifted all the time, and within my heart I was rejoicing and was very often in ecstasy of something I couldn't explain. So in that time we had some assignment about the future poetry of Sri Aurobindo. So it was assignment, we had to read some poetry and we had to write essay, and it was of this kind. And I went and I bought the book at the time, you know, internet and all this thing, it was not so good, and especially Aurobindo India, it was like a little bit just starting. And I bought the book, my favorite yellow book, and I opened it up and I couldn't stop. I was going poem after poem, and maybe half of the words, yeah, that's the book. I want to show it. That's my favorite book, which I bought at the time, collected poems. And then I didn't know half of the words, what they mean. I sit with a dictionary to translate, but the few lines of each point was just striking me within, and I couldn't stop reading. And it just give me light, it give me food, you know. It's like I don't know how to even explain, to find the words for that. And the first poem actually was reminiscence, and I didn't know what it means also, so I had to see. and I found the meaning, and it was like so, so beautiful, because it begins like this: my soul arose at dawn, and listening heard one voice abroad, a solitary bird, a song not master of its note, a cry that persevered into eternity. My soul leaned out to the dawn to hear. And when I reached this line, as a very emotional person, I was in tears and I was in ecstasy, because I never heard anything most beautiful than this line. I'm going to cry now, so sorry. My soul leaned out into the dawn to hear. How more precious can be that, and I stay on that line. I couldn't go further. So I understood then I can't live without this. So I take my yellow book and I put it on the piano, looking in the poems, and just put my hands on the keys, and music came. It started pouring down like a waterfall in my fingers. I didn't know what I'm doing, but my instrument, which was developed as a musical, I would say, was maybe limited in some harmonies, maybe was limited as an instrument, but it started playing the rhythm and the right hand was following it. And I was wondering and wondering what my hands are doing. And I look again at the lines and I look at my fingers, and it was continuously going on and going on. Then it was days, weeks, months. And I composed quite a few pieces for quite a few poems, because I couldn't stop. Then I understood, then I put everything what I have on the piano. You see, I'm a limited person also. I have this kind of, ability which I could apply to the keys. And then when it was everything poured out, I was intimidated by my daring. So ego started talking to me that, how dare you? Who are you? You are a small poochie somewhere in South India. You are there, and what you are doing? Sri Aurobindo, it's him. He's the one. And who are you? Why you are touching that sacred thing? You will never feel it. You will never reach it. And I was so intimidated by that. But I was very grateful, because we don't have our tenor with us today. It's Sankar Shankini, Shanks. He couldn't make it today. But at that time, he arrived from Mumbai, a good musician. And first, what I showed to him, because I felt like he's very open, I show him this, and he says, brilliant, Shakti, you have to do it. That's the work. Let's do it. And I was so uplifted. Then I went to our musician professionals in Norway. And I say, well, things like that. And I'm very grateful to them, because they are Aurovillians and they know what they are doing. You cannot support or not support person who is doing yoga through this instrument. You are alone in this. You're very intimate. You have to do it yourself. So I show it to Vladimir. He said, yeah, that's real work. You have to work on it. You also support me at that time. I'm very grateful for that. But that time when I put it away, it was a reflection. I had to develop my instrument as a musical instrument. I went through many styles of music: folk, jazz, pop. I developed something in my hearing. So I was accumulating knowledge on a physical level, it was my touch, it was my hearing, it was my sight, it was my inner state. So, and recently I had again a call. Vladimir actually asked me, what about that work you were doing long ago? It was something interesting, and maybe you have to come back to it. So I came back to it. I entered in the room, actually, room which Sri Aurobindo created in my heart with his word. I entered there and it poured back I got this fall of the beauty and the radiance and the light in my hands, in my life, in my soul, around me. So first whom I approached it was Shanks. He said, "Sure, I'm in. Count me in." Then I was looking for soprano. And there is only one soprano in Aurobindo like that. It's Anushka. There is no voice like that. So I was approaching her a few times, but as she is not settled and this and had to go and maybe not to go and Corona and this, so it was not so easy for us to settle. But she's so dear, and her voice is, I want it only in this project. So she said yes. Then Antoine was the boss, definitely he is. I really respect and love this man, and he's a coach of the choir, women choir, good musician, good voice. He immediately, instantly said, "Yes, I'm in." And then I was looking for Matt, so it was more difficult because many auditions I did, but Chloe was the best one for this work. And then, of course, Varun was his velvet texture of the voice, beautiful voice. I asked him, "Please join us," and he said, "Yes, I'm in." And he's also sound engineer who is going to record our pieces, which was written. And we have also one very good musician who is in Germany now, Nada Prem. I approached him and he said instantly, "Yes, I am in." He plays bansuri and viola for 3 pieces viola, and 1 piece for Krishna. He plays bansuri. So he's in Germany now, but he will send his recording to us. Voila, that's a story. So far, I was created 12 pieces for Sri Aurobindo sonnets. 2 of them are a cappella, one you heard now, but it's gonna be supported with viola lines. And viola is an alt, which has a very solid voice, and it's gonna sound very good when he will support us in this piece. 1 piece, which is Sunlit, the Island Sun, also a cappella only. Then I have 4 pieces for reciting poetry and creative music. 2 will be a cappella, which is Evolution, and I have 100 lives before me yet. And 2 pieces are gonna be music, which I composed piano and viola, and 1 that's Transformation, and 1 piece I wrote for viola only. It's live. And the rest 6 pieces we are gonna sing with accompaniment with the piano only. So 12 pieces we supposed to perform on Mother's birthday next year, and Auroville birthday. I'm planning to do it in Kripa, Auroville, and maybe in Ashram. I would like to do it in Harmony Hall with people. And well, that's a plan, and we would like to record it in a nice studio. Definitely, we would like to do it. So God gave us everything for that, and we would be just working. And then we plan also to publish a book with notation, and it's for 6 voices, and any choir can take it and sing, because I know so many collectives, musical, they're looking for new expressions, for new pieces, new melodies, new harmonies, new words to come down to this world, and it could be a possibility. So for this reason also we spoke and we say we need illustration, we need artwork for the pieces, And first who jumped into my head is Jyoti Khare. Her style is amazing. She has so much meaning behind her expression, with the colors very light, very pastel, and full of power and full of this tendency of meaning, this meaning which is very spiritual. I love her work. So she agreed also to be with us and to do this work. I can't say more because I'm so overwhelming with the point then it's happening, and there is only gratitude, there is only this honor which I feel. Then thank you for coming to me and giving to me a chance, And this is my yoga, and this is my offer, and this is my life, and it cannot be different. So I'm very lucky. So I would like
Thank
to
you.
say, I would like to invite some people of my group to speak.
Yes,
Maybe Anushka is
please.
going to be the next.
Yes,
Voila,
please.
please, Anushka, come here. Okay. I'll take the hot seat. Hello, everybody.
Hi,
My
Anushka.
name's Anushka. I've been here in Auroville for just over 2 years, and it's a real pleasure to work with everybody here. This collaboration is really special, and I was honored that Shakti even asked me. So that introduction to me was pretty grand. But these pieces are absolutely beautiful. For me as a singer, I can't think of a better way to use my instrument, and to use the medium of sound to connect with others, to connect with myself. These pieces are simply stunning. Thank you, Shakti. They're really beautiful. It's also, for me, a really special way to connect with Sri Aurobindo's works, because otherwise, I fear sometimes in life with things like this, we can often over intellectualize it. And with the medium of sound, with music, it doesn't happen. And we're in this very present feeling with it. And singing with 5 other voices also makes it a really collective resonance within us. And I really find that also a lovely experience. Um, Reading the poetry is obviously a lovely experience, but having to put our voice on it, our voices on it, is even more special, and it takes it to another level of feeling. Um, for me, this the one that we shared with you, "Silence is all, say the sages." For me, this line that says, "In the book of silence, the cosmic scribe has written his cosmic pages." For me alone, that line just it paints such a visual, such a picture. It's so powerful, overwhelmingly so. So yeah, really happy to be doing this project here in Auroville with these wonderful musicians and artists. So thank you very much. Thank you. Who's next?
Thank you, Anushka.
Want to take the hot seat?
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Varun.
Greetings from South India and Auroville. There's a bit of a cloud over us and it's raining, so it's a nice weather. A lot of what has to be said is being said, and I feel like I might be reiterating this whole process, but let me then just touch into what it really means personally. Um, it's a seed for me working on Sri Aurobindo's poetry and work. When we work on the music, when we sing it on a daily basis, when we practice, there is some sort of a memory that's being built within the body. It's a sort of an embodiment of the words, and I find myself singing these lines in the most funniest of moments. When I least expect it, it's singing or resonating within my body, and that's an experience I love to observe and see when it's playing out and what instances is it coming up. And the spiritual aspiration could be sometimes quite melancholic. It has a very beautiful joy hidden behind it, but when these questions of wonder come up, these questions of what's really happening, why are we here, who am I, when these questions come up, song starts playing in your mind, and that's one of the most beautiful responses that one can expect. And that's coming through this deep dive into the work, this giving into it, this surrendering into the sound.
Mm.
We're not sure where this is going, but every time we meet, we know. We know it's precious, we know it's special, it's carrying us, it's carrying our mental, vital, energetic bodies forward. It's recharging, it's energizing, and it's lovely to feel this resonance together and then to be able to. We've worked for how many, 1, 2 months now?
Yeah.
And well, it was quite interesting when we began, because we're new to the words, we're new to the melodies, we're breaking, we're falling apart, frustration. But today, it's the first time we are actually sharing in all its vulnerability, in all its formation. And it feels really lovely. And to know that we can do it in this space with people who also connect with the work is very special. So thank you, Shakti, and thank you everyone for this lovely journey.
Thank you, Arun.
Thank you, Varun.
Hi, everybody. First of all, I want to apologize for my French accent. I joined Aurobindo almost 6 years ago, and Shakti was one of the very first person I met. It was at this time for the singing festival where we met, and it was a very interesting experience. And since I've been following her work, participating once in a while to some events, and the last event was in last March. It was an event on poetry and love, so singing and reading poems about love, and it was so beautiful, such a beautiful energy. So when Shakti asked me for this project, and when she played on her piano the music she has written, I was really touched and amazed by all the modernity, all the imagination, all the inspirations she had to create such a music. Because sometimes when you think of putting poetry and someone from someone like Sri Aurobindo, some people may think of it is very serious, but no, she did not make something serious. She made something beautiful, alive, overwhelming. So of course I said, I said yes at once. I mean, for sure. And what I can say more, as Shakti said, I created here a women chamber choir, and my aim with this choir is really to transmit beauty, to transmit emotion, and I'm doing that with music, with harmonies from all around the world. But here with those poems from Sri Aurobindo, it gives something more, because it's not only beauty. It's beauty, and it is the words of Sri Aurobindo, which I cannot say, I don't have the words to say what it brings, but it brings really something, and I am very happy to be part of this group, just to offer. For me, offering beauty is so important, sharing beauty. Of course, we do music for ourselves, but it has no meaning if we are not able to offer it, to share it. And this is a very beautiful opportunity to share music and to work, because we are a small group, we all are musicians. I will say there is no conductor. We are all sharing, bringing our own ideas and making this music together. And then we can offer it, and we will give our best to share this beauty and to share the nice words of Sri Aurobindo, which inspired so well Shakti for her music. Thank you.
Thank you, Antoine. Beautiful.
He has your drawings.
Yes.
Vladimir, you have drawings of Chloe, no? I sent it to you. Do you have?
Yes, I have. I can show them.
Yeah, what she will
Yes.
say.
Hi. So yeah, my name is Chloe.
Mhm.
So yeah, regarding the music that Shakti have created, actually it inspires me. It inspired me a lot when she first played the music on the piano. After when I came back, it's true, it's inspired me some drawings. So yeah, I shared that with you. Otherwise, I'm really happy to be part of this team, if we can say that. And yes, I really like this that Shakti has put music on Sri Aurobindo's poem, because it's first of all, it's really nice and really touched me, and also I feel it gives it make it more accessible maybe for people who doesn't have any particular first affection with poetry or reading, and then it's nice to have access to these poems through the music. Voilà.
Should I show you the project? The pic?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me project then. Wait a minute. It is this one. Do you see it?
Yes.
It is
So
called
yes.
Silence.
Yeah, this is actually Silence is All. Yeah, from the poem Silence is All.
Yeah, and there is another one. Do you see it?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah. Okay. So sorry. Wait a minute. I will show this one. The Island Sun.
Yeah, this is the island scene. Yes.
So beautiful.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you for sharing this. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you for painting it and showing to us. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chloe.
We are discovering your painting.
Yeah.
And now I would like to invite our beautiful another artist of Aurobindo, which I love so much her work. It's Jyoti Kare. Please come and speak about something.
Welcome, Jyoti. Long time no see.
Yes, it's been long. So I was, first of all, I'm very happy to see Chloe's paintings. They are a big surprise to me. Yeah, that's wonderful creation. And Shakti contacted me some time back to work on Shobindo's sonnets to make illustrations, paintings for them. And of course, my first reaction was, how can I? You know? So, as Shakti already mentioned it for her own experience, and I told her I will do one painting because I felt that was the maximum I could do. And then I went through the poems, and I got the contagion of Shakti came on me. She had so much of enthusiasm, so much of love, so much of confidence that I went back to her and I said, okay, I'll do all of them. So it's a journey and it's a challenge. And Shobindo said that he's first a poet and then a philosopher. And for us in the Indian culture, poet, there's a beautiful word for it called kavi. And kavi for us is a poet, a seer, a sage, a rishi, a guru. He's all in one. And that's what Shobindo is to all of us. And his poems are actually an expression of his own experiences. And for me, the feeling I get is, how can I enter his experiences? So there is no way that I will interpret his poem. What I can only do is, through my work, go closer to him, offer myself to him, serve him, and connect with him. And if that can help in any way for all of us to connect to him, then there's only gratitude and nothing more. And I started my journey as a artist many years back, in a very interesting way, because I came to the ashram in 1968. In those days, ashram was very quiet, very different. Mother was there, and even though she did not come out of her room, we would go to her on special occasions. We had darshans. My father was here in the early 40s, and he had darshan of Mother and Shobindo. And the atmosphere in my house was always surrounded with that. He had study circles at home. He started a center in his hometown for Mother and Shobindo. He spent all his time, money, energy around that. So I grew up in that atmosphere where everything around me was centered around Mother and Shobindo. So when I came to ashram and I joined the ashram school, for me it was like living in a continuous satsang, because the circle around my family, the circle of the teachers who spoilt us almost to a fault, were actually only serving Mother. So that atmosphere of continuous service to the mother went deep into me. And very early in my life, I had decided that that's what I want to do. I want to serve mother. So when I finished school, it was natural for me to join the ashram. And in those days, and I think it is still so today, work is assigned to you when you join the ashram. And mother had given this responsibility to somebody called Ravindraji in those days. So when I approached him, he asked me what I wanted to do. And I said, no, you tell me what you want me to do. Because for me, if mother had given him this responsibility, she also gave him the power, the capacity to make the right choices for me. And for me, it was as though she was choosing for me through him. So he told me, go and do painting. I said, all right. So he put me into a department called Centre, and I was asked to paint. For me, it was a work like any other work. I could have been put somewhere else and I would have done it with the same dedication. I did not feel it anything special about it. So I was working there as a painting. And then after some years, I came to Aurobindo for a visit to Matri Mandir when the crystal was installed. And I had a very strong experience, and it was clear to me that my next step was Aurobindo. So I moved it. I didn't know how I would do that because in those days I had nothing. My family was in the ashram, completely dedicated. I didn't know anything about Aurobindo. But I told mother that if this is my place, then you will find a way. And in my free time, I started cycling up to Aurobindo. The roads were very bad in those days, but access to Matri Mandir was easier. So I could come, I could sit for maybe 15-20 minutes and then cycle back. And in a few years, ways opened for me to join Aurobindo. And I joined, when I came to Aurobindo, I started working in school. And art actually became a hobby for me. In my free time, I was doing art, and it took me a little while to realize that art was actually a sadhana for me. And my aspiration to paint better and better and better made me somehow connect to all that Sri Aurobindo had said about art, and particularly about poetry, when he talks about inspiration and how you can reach higher inspiration. So my aspiration was to reach these higher inspirations, and how could I do that? So for me, the only way I could do was to step back, to keep myself silent as possible, and to listen to what's coming. And that is what became my practice. And that's where my practice still is today. And when Shakti asked me to take this project up, for me, it's just one more way of going closer to him, because I have written books for children and illustrated them. I have done some collage work. I have done different things, but I have never taken up a theme directly from Mother or Sri Aurobindo. For me, that has always been a little bit, I have always hesitated for that. But when Shakti asked me, I said, okay, this is an occasion for me to just humbly come closer to them. And that's what I hope to do.
Mm-hmm. Can I show you? Can I show some of your paintings? Project them? Would you like me to?
Sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Right.
Can you see it?
Yes,
Aditi and Avatar together. Double lotus, yes, white and rosy coming together.
Explain how it is made.
yes, this is made with the dress material that mother had used.
Oh,
And I have been given that from the ashram, and to make art out of it so that it can have another way of spreading it around the world. So I have done a series of art with mother's dress material. Yes.
Oh, beautiful. I didn't know that it was mother's dress material. Aditi.
This is for a flower project that I'm doing right now, focusing on the significances that mother has given to flowers. So I'm painting 80 of these flowers right now.
Lovely.
Good choice, I did.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Aurobindo. So beautiful. Yeah, this is again from mother's dress material. It's a collage.
Uh-huh.
When she was in Japan.
And this one is
And this is a concept for the sonnet, the golden light, for this very project.
Yes. The golden light came into my feet.
Yes. Yes. This is a children's book. What is this, Aurobindo? That was published some years back.
It should be inspiring for children to see such pictures. They can go into imagination, into the stars, into the... Yeah, beautiful.
And this is for the same book.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for sharing your pictures. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jyoti.
So you had a possibility, everybody, to see us, to listen to us, to our work. Thank you, Jyoti. You're so nice. I'm so happy to hear your story, Really
I have also a short 3 minutes film from your repetitions, from your working on the project. It's just 3 minutes. If you want me, I can project it and for 3 minutes. And after that, we can have questions and answers session. If somebody has questions, please put them into the question and answers box. And from there, I will read, or I will read the question, and to whoever you can want to ask, to Shakti or to Chloe or to Anushka, to anyone, Antoine, Varun, whoever, Jyoti. So you can ask your questions, and they will try to answer them. And now I am projecting the 3.5 minutes clips from these repetitions, or what do you call it? Rehearsals. One second, I will change the sound to make it better. Sorry, I just took clips from your introduction to the project for people to see and to hear how you work, to see your faces, to hear your sounds, where you see it, how you concentrate it. It's very beautiful, very touching.
Thank you.
Thank you. So there are
No questions.
beautiful singing. Everybody says everybody is inspired. There's most probably questions will be from myself and from Radhe, I guess.
Yeah, I just want to say to Shakti and the whole group, I had no idea what to expect today. I was asking Vladimir, so what exactly is going to happen? And I'll tell you, it is just so touching and so amazing the work that you guys are doing, and just such an honor to be able to be part of it in terms of being able to listen and to be able to bring others to see and hear your story and what you're doing there in Aurobindo. Absolutely amazing. So just thank you so very much.
Thank you to you. Thanks.
Yes, there are few questions or rather remarks here from Aryadeep. Text should be made available to follow the singing because it can be easier to follow the text. Beautiful experience, he says, and I'm very much looking forward. There is somebody else speaks. The poetry of Sri Aurobindo will come alive through this. It's a very great comment. Thank you. Thank you for filling my heart, anonymous. Kind of, yeah. So thank you. It was beautiful and lovely and a kind of experience rather than, presentation or something. It was really moving, the whole idea of uniting poetry and music through the heart, through the deeper listening, through inspiration, coming or arriving at this poetry, or using music as a means for this poetry to reach out to our hearts. It was beautiful.
Great. Thank you. Well, then
Shakti,
Yeah.
Shakti, thank you. Mother said that music deepens your heart and painting heightens your mind. So I felt deepening the heart, listening to the vocalist music. Great. Thank you very much for sharing your experiences.
Thank you, HP. Thank you for listening to us.
Then we wish that we will meet again, and we are hoping to continue to interact with you and your project, and would love to support you in every way possible. We consider this to be part of research, how music and poetry can come together in a very artistic, creative way. So please keep in touch, and we hope to meet with you again.
And
Well, I'd like to announce something that Vladimir is now official director of research of integral studies at LaGrange Fountain in USA. So we are very proud to have him here.
Thank you, HP. I'm also very happy to be part of LaGrange Center and do this work. I'm very, very honored and humbled to do this work here and connect all the connections, all the dots all over the world to one big family of Sri Aurobindo and the Mother.
Thank you, everybody. We are going to proceed. There is plenty of work to do. We just show you the beginning. Because this harmony, it unites us through the harmonization of all our voices, because voices carrying the soul. And we harmonize them in the word of Sri Aurobindo. What can be more beautiful? And the work, what to do, it's a gift. So we have a lot to do, and we will, of course, update you how it's going on, and we always keep in touch. And we are happy that Vladimir is in the center of research. We're gonna research, all of us. And we're happy to see all your faces, and you're doing well. You're looking all very good and healthy. God thanks, then you are keeping so well. Thank you, everybody. Thank you,
Thank you.
everybody.
I thank you all. I just want to make one quick announcement before folks leave, and that's about the upcoming City Darshan Day on November 24th. We will be hosting this global Darshan gathering with centers from really all over the world that's going to come and participate. And we've got opening the gathering Dr. Alok Pandey, who's going to speak on the importance of City Day, and then Dr. Jayanti Ravi, Steps Towards Human Unity, she will address, and then Amita Mehra, Aspiration for the Collaboration Project. So she'll explain a little bit more what's going on with the Aurobindo Collaboration Project, and representatives from 12 different Sri Aurobindo centers, again from all over the world, will come, and they're going to share their aspirations and their hopes for unity and a new creation. And this grand gathering will close with a song to Sri Krishna by Shakti, followed by a group meditation. So we hope you all can join us, and you'll be receiving our emails. And all you've got to do is register, register on the Zoom, and we'll look forward to seeing you all.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste.